In the wake of Jungkook's latest Instagram song pics, Whether by Novo Amor and Stay by Gracie Abrams, rumors linking him to Espace Winter have reached fever pitch, reigniting a firestorm of speculation and giving birth to new fan theories across corners of the internet. Yet in the middle of this digital uproar, there's one figure silently watching it all unfold: Jin. As the eldest BTS member and Jungkook's Hyung, his absence from the speculation has become a focal point, a quiet emotional anchor in a sea of gossip. Jungkook's choice to share Weather on August 14th, just days after Winter had posted it on August 9th, sent netizens scrambling for meaning. Some see echoes of a secret connection. Others dismiss it as mere coincidence. TikTok, com+15 Koreaboo to com+15 India forums to com+15. Still, amidst the clamor, Jin remains mute, his silence speaking more than any comment could. ARMY notices every pause, every lack, especially from Jin, who has always been the protector, the unspoken backbone of BTS. When rumors swirl, Jin has a history of stepping quietly into the emotional breach, offering solidarity in smiles, comfort in arm touches, and strength in his mere presence. Now, as fans flood his Weverse with pleas for him to say something, to remind Jungkook and themselves that he's not alone, the absence of any message feels like a void. These conspiracy whispers aren't just about Jungkook. They're about what happens when someone you love falls under the world's microscope and the one person who could protect him doesn't emerge. Fans point out that many of Jungkook's posts in recent months have been stripped of commentary, just music, emotion, and open-ended vulnerability. Meanwhile, Jin posted imagery like the rainy window photo, a silent visual metaphor for watching, waiting, and perhaps yearning to say something tender. The question on every ARMY's mind: is Jin holding back out of respect for privacy, or is the silence part of a larger emotional conversation only they understand? With HYB offering only standard platitudes and Jungkook refusing to engage with the ship's speculation, it's Jin who holds the unseen leash, the Hyung who cares first, who absorbs attention second. If there's an emotional tremor beneath Jungkook's song selection, ARMY hopes Jin feels it, not just as a fan, but as the someone who understands the cost of bearing one's heart in public, because no matter how loud the rumors scream, it's Jin's stillness that resonates deepest, framing a silent question. In the chaos of speculation and the noise of fandom, can one quiet, steady presence be enough to remind Jungkook and ARMY that what matters most is not rumors, but love, loyalty, and belonging? Continuing the emotional thread of the article, let us delve deeper into the silent connection between Jin and Jungkook, a bond forged over a decade of shared dreams, endless rehearsals, sleepless nights, and the overwhelming burden of fame. While tabloids and social media dissect Jungkook's every move, questioning his motives and projecting relationships onto his curated digital presence, Jin remains a still lighthouse in the storm. He doesn't chase headlines, he doesn't rush to clarify rumors. But those who truly understand BTS know, Jin doesn't need to speak to be heard. His love for Jungkook has always been quiet yet immovable, the kind of care that doesn't demand attention but shelters it. And now, with Jungkook's name trending alongside Winter's, with speculative think pieces emerging by the hour, ARMY looks for signs, not in words, but in glances, in silences, in shared memories from concerts where Jin would nudge Jungkook with that Hyung smirk that only he could pull off. This is not just another celebrity gossip storm. For those who have followed BTS from dorm room dreams to global domination, this moment feels like a painful echo of the pressures that once fractured other K-pop groups. The public wants answers. The fans want reassurance. But perhaps most heartbreakingly, Jin might just want peace, for himself and for Jungkook. And yet, even as he steps back from the spotlight following his grueling solo tour, Jin's presence still looms like a protective shadow over Jungkook, invisible but undeniable. He may not post cryptic messages. He may not rush into Weverse to calm the tide. But in every beat of ARMY's worry, there is an understanding. Jin sees. Jin knows. And Jin is choosing to protect, not perform. Perhaps that is why his silence feels louder than words, because for someone who has carried the emotional weight of his group for years, sometimes the most loving thing he can do is stand still while the world spins wildly around his youngest. As the rumor mill continues to churn, a quiet emotional story is unfolding in the hearts of those who have followed BTS not just as a band, but as a family. Jungkook, the youngest, the golden magne who once looked up to his Hyungs with wide-eyed awe, now finds himself under the relentless glare of public scrutiny once again. But this time, there's no music video release, no comeback performance, no scheduled appearance, just a cryptic Instagram story with a hauntingly soft melody. And days before that, another story. The same song, the same tone, posted by Winter of aespa. Coincidence? Clue? Fans aren't sure. But what they're sure of is that Jungkook doesn't move without reason. Every lyric he shares, every melody he amplifies, these are fragments of a deeper emotional language he's never quite put into words. Yet it's Jin's silence that's even more deafening. Because Jin has never been the kind to remain idle when Jungkook needed anchoring. Through every award stage, every tearful backstage moment, every exhausting flight across time zones, Jin has always been the one to extend a hand, a joke, a quiet look that says, "I'm here." And now, as the youngest walks an emotional tightrope with millions watching, Jin is nowhere to be seen. Or so it seems in reality. Those who know Jin know better. Silence isn't absence. It's armor. It's protection. Jin doesn't need to post to be present. His love has always existed in quieter spaces, in how he shields the members from awkward questions, how he lets others shine before himself, how he sacrifices sleep, time, even comfort, just to hold a space for others to be okay. And if Jungkook is hurting, whether from pressure, from confusion, or from the weight of being misread, it's not hard to imagine Jin somewhere nearby, out of frame, holding that emotional weight with him. There's something tragic about watching Jungkook's vulnerability become internet fodder. But what cuts deeper is imagining how that feels for Jin, the Hyung who once watched this boy grow from a shy teenager to a man shouldering the burden of global fame. He's seen Jungkook break down. He's seen him laugh until he fell over. He's seen him carry the dreams of an entire generation on his shoulders. And now, seeing him become the center of baseless romantic speculation must feel like watching a storm tear through a home you helped build. But Jin's not one for public rebuttals. He won't post a statement. He won't confront the rumors head-on. That's not his way. His protest is quieter, a pause in social media, a step away from interviews, maybe even a well-timed escape from Seoul. Fans speculate he's taken a step back after his solo tour not just for rest, but to observe, to shield. Because to Jin, protecting Jungkook isn't an obligation. It's instinct, and that's what makes this moment so achingly powerful. It's not about idols. It's not about dating scandals or headlines. It's about a bond too deep for the internet to decode. A bond between a Hyung and his Dongsing. Between two people who have survived the impossible together. If Jungkook is walking into emotional fire, then Jin is quietly standing in the shadows, watching every flame, ready to pull him out if he gets burned. Fans feel it. Even without proof, they feel it in their bones. Because BTS has never needed to explain their love for each other. It's been written in years of shared silence, in hands held behind stage curtains, in glances exchanged when words failed. So now, as rumors try to reduce Jungkook to a headline and Jin to an absent elder, ARMY chooses to see what others won't. That in the stillness, in the absence, in the quiet between posts, there is a brotherhood refusing to let noise take the place of truth. And when Jin returns, whether next week, next month, or next era, fans know it won't be with drama or declarations. It'll be with presence, with strength, with love, and maybe, just maybe, with Jungkook walking beside him again. Not because they owe us clarity, but because in a world that tears idols apart, they never stopped choosing each other.